So it's a bit of an awkward angle, but let's go with it anyway. I need my classes for driving, but I can do the video without them. Right, so does it ever happen to you that you know you have something and then you can't find it? And for me, yeah, last night I cast on a new design. I need the rib, and then I needed to size up the needles from 3 to 3.5, or even 3.75 I would have gone with, millimeters, I mean. So that's US 4, US 5. I found an empty sleeve for them, and I know, no, actually I found 2 empty sleeves for 3.5 millimeter needles, and I just could not find any of the needles anywhere, nor my 3.75 millimeter needles, which I also know I have 2 of. I looked into every single project bag, any basket or shelf for where I keep anything to do with knitting. I looked under the couch, I searched the car, anything, and I could not find them anywhere. So I had to go shopping today to get a new pair. And I'm sure that now that I have it and I walk in and I find them immediately, but at least I have them now and I can move on. So here's your reality check. Sometimes I'm a mess. Hello, I'm Paulina or Lina, and I'm so happy that you found your way to my little life of a knitting designer video. This will be the first sort of full moon catch-up, full moon knitting chat that we're having here. Today is still a good week until the full moon, but as I will be traveling for a couple of weeks during that time, I think this is the best time for me to do this so that I can get it uploaded on time. So, what has my life been like since the past full moon back in August? I have mostly stayed at home. I really haven't done a lot, I guess, after all of the summer holiday activities and just being out and about, even if just in the local area. I really just enjoyed being cozy at home. The weather has been amazing, so I've been knitting and reading outside in my tiny little garden. I've also done lots of walks in the woods because, you know, if you know me, you know that I love going out into the woods. I've been really enjoying this gentle weather we've had. It's I think we had the worst spring ever, or actually it was just winter that lasted until the beginning of May, when it went into full summer pretty much overnight, and we just missed out on spring. So I've been really enjoying this, what has felt like a long finished summer, and just sort of this very gentle transition into autumn. It's the mornings and evenings are chill. It's starting to be dark in the evenings after 8 p.m. or so, and yeah, but the days are still very sunny, warm. I can go out in a t-shirt, you know, just really been enjoying it. Yeah, and there's been, like I already said, plenty of knitting in the evenings after work and during weekends. I'm really busy working on these collections that I mentioned in my previous video, and I think I'm making really good progress, and I'm really excited about all of it. And yeah, I know I say this all the time here and on Instagram and in person if you see me, but I'm so excited to be working on them and to share as much of them to you as soon as possible. So since I can't actually show you what I've been knitting, since all of my knitting time right now is on my own design, so unfortunately I haven't had time to knit any of the other wonderful patterns other wonderful designers have published lately. But yeah, since I can't show you what I'm knitting, one more side note. Next time I'm doing a video, I can show you some of them. So stick around, please. But yeah, so I can't show you anything now. So let's talk about yarn. I've been working with some amazing yarn lately, and I've got some new skeins here that I'm about to cake and cast on with, and I'm really excited to be working with them. So let's go with this one first. I've been talking about this a lot on my Instagram. This is Let Lopi. Nothing new under the sun there, but just, I mean, the colorway. This is like very, I don't know if the base is like black or very dark gray or even dark green. And then it has this very gentle specks of purple and different sorts of greens and blues, and it sort of changes depending on the light and from which direction you're looking at it. And I mean, Let Lopi in general is just a wonderful yarn to work with. And I work this at a bit of a looser gauge than you normally see people knitting this with, and after blocking it really softened up. And even though this yarn, it's like it's not, what do you call it? It's not one color, it's not solid. Yeah, that's the word I was looking for. It's not a solid color, but still it works great with cables and sort of textures, because it's not a busy or sort of it doesn't demand your attention, the color shifts or the specs. So yeah, this Let Lopi in this color, this is number 1707, and I believe it was called Galaxy from where I got it, and I think it's the perfect name for it. So yeah, if you're looking for sort of a basic wonderful yarn in something not so ordinary colorway, I would say go for this one. Yeah, it's a worsted weight, and it's great for sweaters, yeah, and sort of garments. Maybe a bit too scratchy for anything you wear right next to your skin. Mitts would be wonderful, as they would also be a bit wind and water resistant. Yeah, so that's what I've been loving. I finished the knit that I did with that a while ago, but I'm still just like looking at the yarn all the time, because it was just so surprising and so wonderful to work with. Right. So then I just received these skeins of Jalla Villa Uhi. So this is 100% thin wool in sort of worsted weight. Yeah. And this is their undyed version. They have tons and tons of wonderful colorways as well of this and their other bases, but I wanted the undyed white one. Yeah, it's just it's non-super wash, so the smell is amazing. I wanted the white version because I'm going to be layering this with other yarns, so that this one shines through and carries throughout, and the other yarns change, which is, yeah. So it's sort of a scrap yarn project, but then it will also let this yarn shine. So that I'm really, really excited. This looks like it's gonna really fluff up and sort of become a very smooth fabric when it's blocked, wet blocked. And then I've got two skeins of really shiny pink yarn. This is Welthase. I believe it's a German yarn. Unfortunately, I think they are no longer dyeing yarn. So I'm wondering if it's okay for me to use this, but this is, yeah, this is what I sort of had on hand. So I thought it would be ecological to use them. And I always do try to encourage people to look what they already have for a pattern, or what they can find from their local yarn store, or just what they fancy knitting with and trying out if they want to try something new. So I don't think you should knit the pattern and the same yarn that the sample was worked in. A similar yarn, like weight wise, maybe even fiber wise, yeah, if you like the look of it. If you absolutely love it, then of course try to find the exact same colorway as well. But yeah, be bold in substituting yarns is what I'm trying to say, that I always try to encourage people to do. So this is World Hazak Glamour DK. So it's DK with yarn, where it's like a Bluefest Leicester and silk mix. So it's really yummy. It has this nice sheen and wonderful drape. I have 2 skeins of it, and the other one has come undone already, so I can just see that it drapes really well. So it'll work perfectly for what I'm thinking of knitting it with. So I'm gonna cake these up today, I think. Like I said, I'm going to be going on holiday, and I need to bring something to knit with me, because I need to knit, and I want to knit. So I thought caking these 2 up would give me enough to work on while I'm away without being too bulky. So unfortunately, these ones are going to be a sweater, so that's just too much yarn for me to carry in my hand luggage only. What do you guys usually take with you when you travel? You can give me suggestions below. I'm very happy to receive them. And if there are any sort of tips on how to maximize the knitting and minimize the space, or just, you know, how to make this fit into as little space as possible. I guess I'll put one in my luggage and one in my sort of the personal item bag that I carry, so I can have it on hand at any moment. Yeah, so the trip I'm taking is a complicated thing. I had this thing in the UK planned for one weekend almost a year ago now, and then my partner and we planned a holiday after that to stay in the UK, so that I wouldn't be just flying there for the weekend, but we would stay there. And then it turns out I have a family event in Italy the weekend before, and trust me, I'm not a jet setter, so this is just like unbelievable that this all just sort of happened. But yeah, so I need to go to Italy the week before the first thing that I had planned. So as I try to fly as little as possible and maximize traveling and exploring and adventure as much as possible, I decided to just stay in Europe and take the train from Italy to the UK and then onwards to my holiday in Scotland. So that's what I'll be doing. Part of that trip will be with, like I said, family and my partner, and then part is I'm going to be alone, and I'm also going to be working remotely for part of the holiday. So it's part of the trip, so it's not a full holiday for 2 weeks. So yeah, I need to have as little stuff as possible with me, because I'm gonna have to be moving in and out of trains and accommodation, and just sort of carrying it all by myself. So yes, something small, but something that'll keep me busy and still, you know, productive, I think. And then it's September, so I have to bring in, I'll show you guys, my absolute favorite autumn knit, which is my October moon socks. I have them in 2 different versions, or yeah, 2. I've knit them twice. So this is the one I actually knit originally, and then this one I knit for when I decided to write the pattern and photograph it. These ones have been worn a lot, and they've been patched up as well, but still overall I think they've held up pretty well, both of them. It has these lovely bats in there. I mean, October bats, what else? And then it's otherwise perfect for speckled yarn, and we all love a speckled yarn, don't we? So pick your favorite speckled yarn skein and then a solid color for the bats, otherwise I don't think they will show up that well. And just knit yourself a pair of autumn socks. I do wear these year round, but whenever September rolls around I just have to dig them up and start using them. And I do always notice a sort of a peak in other people knitting and purchasing the pattern as well, so I'm not alone with sort of equating these with autumn. Okay, I think that is everything I have for this full moon, and I will hopefully see you soon with new designs and a new full moon video, maybe even a little bit of something from my adventures in Central Europe. I will see you soon. Thank you so much for watching. Bye. A little note here in the end, as I was just caking up these yarns that do not want to be caked. Apparently, as I was caking up and picking a bag for them, I thought I would try to squeeze them into the small bag. Guess what I found inside here? I found the 3.5mm Jagu needles that I was looking for earlier and repurchased a week or so ago. Well, they were useful. I've already almost finished the knit that I was doing with them, but yeah, now I've got two. At least it's a size that I use quite often, so maybe it'll be handy to have two of them. But you know, this is life.